It is tournament time for the second consecutive season. The final stop on a road to the Mid-American Conference title ends right here in Bowling Green. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us alongside Jenna DeBlasi. I'm Brandon Lowe. And Jenna, these are two teams that had very different paths to get here. Bowling Green comes in nearly perfect, suffering only one loss to Toledo just a couple of weeks ago. And then for Miami, they come in having to scratch and claw their way to a 4 seed, just clinching this past weekend. The Mid-American Conference Tournament Championship game. Teams have fought all year to get to this point, and now we're down to 2. The 2-seeded Western Michigan Broncos set to take on the host school, the #1 Bowling Green State University Falcons. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us alongside Jenna DeBlasi. I'm Brandon Lowe. And Jenna, just as we said, these teams have fought all year to get here, and now we're down to 2. The 2 highest seeded teams in the conference have made it to this point. Dug out by Torres. Laube up to Askin. Anders there for the dig. Now Case. Wanted to go to King. Bowling Green's there. Askin once again. Androva with a dig. Kidwell tried a hand at it. Case back across for Bontrager, and that one too much. Rachel Bontrager struggling to find her stride early on.
And back behind the line, Haberlin. She had 2 service aces on the night last night, and she has a career high.
Haberlin back to serve. Into the net, can't get it over the tape. So we'll go back the other way. Rachel Bontrager, MAC Player of the Year. Dug out by Walls. Laube set pass to Kidwell. Smith was there for a dig. Boyle had to play it over. Attack from Meyer. Case. And a nice job right there for Meredith Phillips.
Phillips finding that open seam. That's what Western Michigan is going to have to focus on tonight.
Bontrager back to serve, following a Western Michigan point. Kidwell through the block.
Kidwell has had such a strong season. She uses her height and length to cover the net. She puts up such a big block. And she also knows how to find areas open in the court.
Rubke came in for Walls. As Bowling Green switched to a serve, they scored. An attack too long from Western Michigan. And Bowling Green finds themselves out in front, 10-4 early. Kidwell once again. That serve too long.
And to compare a couple of the stats from last night, Bowling Green, 9 team blocks, 53 kills. Their hitting percentage was .230, and they had 9 service aces. And then when you were looking on the Broncos side, 7 total blocks, 44 kills. Their hitting percentage was .264, and they had 2 service aces.
And Bowling Green gets another one. And Jenna, this is a Bowling Green team that yesterday we kind of talked about how they came out a little bit flat in that first set against Miami. Do you think they learned something that they're using right now here off to this strong start?
Absolutely, and Coach Tomich yesterday was describing how physically they have the talent, but mentally is what they needed to work on. And now, as we're seeing them perform tonight, they're mentally in this game.
Another strong attack by Petra Indrova. And there you see it. Indrova not afraid to go right at Kaylee Smith. Laube with the serve. Bontrager to dig and out. Case tried to set up King. Julia Walls is there, now Laube. Over to Meyer. Case cross court for King. Haberlin's there, now Laube. Indrova off a block. Another point for Bowling Green.
Indrova here early on in this first set, already tallying 3 kills on the night. And Laube is just using her entire offense to her advantage.
And Androva 10 double-doubles on the season. She's a player that Bowling Green really feeds off of. Free ball. Case wanted to go to Smeagol. Now Bowling Green, Laube, Meyer. Bontrager got underneath it. Now Case to King. Julia Walls, ball over. King once again off a block. And we talked about Maggie King at the top of the broadcast, and King's often a player that gets overlooked because Western Michigan has players like the MAC Freshman of the Year, Logan Case, the Player of the Year in Rachel Bontrager. But Maggie King has been so strong as well.
King has earned double-digit kills in 12 straight matches and has now had double-digit kills in 16 of WMU's 22 matches this season. She's really excelling throughout her sophomore year.
Julia Walls. Now Androva over the block. Bowling Green scores. A nice job there by Petra Androva to see the floor and just go lightly over the top of that block. A great look at it there. Put it right in front of Rachel Bontrager. Jelianese Torres. Laid it over for Bowling Green. Now Case. Gave it off to Charlie Andrews. And now Case goes back to serve. Dug out by Torres. Laube set pass for Androva. And Petra Androva, she's feeling it early on.
Those plays that Androva's coming in contact with, she's getting the job done every single time she hits the ball.
Pre-MAC Tournament Championship game. It's the fourth time Bowling Green has been in the MAC Tournament Championship in the past 4 years. It's the first time a team has ever done that in the history of the conference tournament. And if you've walked through the gates at Cochran Stadium in the past number of seasons and sat in these bleachers, there's probably one player that has stood out. That's number 9. She joins me now, Nikki Cox. And Nikki, it's been an interesting season here at Bowling Green. You get shut down near the end of the season, just enough games to qualify for the conference tournament. How much different has this season been than in the past?
Well, it's been all around different since the beginning of even the fall when we first got on campus. When we were shut down, like when COVID hit for the first semester, that was obviously heartbreaking and like one of the worst things that's ever happened in my college soccer career. So then finally getting to ramp up and actually play again, that was so exciting. And it's been such an exciting year, and it's been different because we've only had minimal games, but it's still been an amazing experience with an amazing group of girls. It's been like the deepest and fullest team that we've ever had in my history of being here. So it's felt different, but it's been awesome. And shutting down was hard, and we obviously all wanted to play those games. There wasn't one person that didn't want to play those games, but I think it's going to make us better because we've been having to fight through a lot of adversity. So,
the MAC championship this year, a rematch of the 2018 game that you were a part of. That was your first ring here at Bowling Green, a rematch with Ball State. What's that going to be like Saturday night when the lights come on, it's dark out, and the mood is just there?
Well, it's going to be exciting. Like you said, it's going to be at night. That's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be different this year because we haven't played Ball State yet. So in past years, we've had the game to play against them, and we can almost use that to our advantage. We already know how they're going to play, and we can use that in practice and going forward. But this year it's going to be a little different because all we have is film. We've never had that head-to-head matchup this year. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be new, and I think it's going to be fun. We're all going to have fun with it.
Relating more to your personal career, you've played for 2 different schools, 3 different coaches, and now 2 different positions. You've changed positions from last season to this season. What was that switch like for you?
The switch of positions was just like something I just had to take on board. I knew it was better for the team for me to drop back into the midfield and be more of like a workhorse than it was for me to be closer to the goal. And I'm going to do whatever the team needs me to do so that we can succeed and get to the places that we have been this season. So I think I'm getting better as the year's gone on. I've gotten better with my timing, my passing, and all that. So I'm excited to see what happens with the rest of my career at midfield.
Speaking of familiar faces in the midfield, younger sister Katie, you guys came here the same time, but Katie was actually recruited first, then Matt Fannin expressed interest in you as well. How nice has it been? You grew up together playing soccer in the backyard and now here. What's that experience like, being able to play with her on this stage?
It's been awesome. I really enjoyed playing with her in high school, and I had always wanted her to follow me and come play where I was playing, and we ended up playing at the same place anyway by the end. So it's been awesome. It's fun to have that relationship with someone you're so close with on the field and off the field like that. So especially being my sister, and I know it's easy for my parents now and my younger brother to all come to the same place, and they don't have to split up and go to different places to watch us play. So I know it's been good for them, and it's been an awesome family experience almost as well.
I know when you guys played high school soccer, you lost a state tournament title, and now you were last season able to win a MAC championship together. What did that mean to you or the both of you?
It was awesome. I know we were both devastated in high school when we lost together, and she was upset for me, and I was just upset. It was my last season, so I think finally getting to have that experience together in college is almost better because it's at such a high level, but hopefully we can do it again together.
Yourself, as well as the rest of Bowling Green women's soccer, you're trying to win a title for the third year in a row. Only 2 teams have ever done that before in the MAC. Toledo did it once and Miami did it once. What would it mean to win that tournament championship and advance to the NCAA tournament?
I think it would mean the world to our team because we've worked so hard and it has been such a difficult season. And not only that, it's an awesome feeling to win, and we want to give that to the freshmen for the first time, and we all know what it feels like, and we obviously love the feeling of winning and hate to lose. So I think winning again would just mean the world to everyone, and it's going to be an awesome postseason experience too, and I think that would be just great for everyone to have in North Carolina. So I think everyone's pretty excited, and it would just mean so much to everyone personally as a group, and then just, of course, in soccer, you always want to win.
Now, speaking of that trip to North Carolina, there is a potential possibility that if you were to win the MAC championship, you could draw UNC Wilmington, where you formerly played before you came to Bowling Green. What would that mean to you to be able to go back and play there again?
It would be awesome because I have still a lot of friends that I'm close with there, and although I didn't stay there, it was still an awesome experience, and it was somewhere that I'll forever know as having a home and stuff like that. So I'm excited. It would be totally full circle, and I think that would just be crazy, and I would be happy to be back, but anywhere we play would be perfectly fine with me.
Now, due to all the COVID, everything that's happened in the past year, the NCAA has granted athletes an extra year of eligibility. Even though you're a redshirt senior this year, is there a possibility that we could see you back in a Falcon uniform next year?
There is a possibility. We'll see.
Scoring between Central and Michigan. Bowling Green outscoring Central in the first quarter 16-11. Then in the second quarter, Central mounting a comeback 23-18. They outscored the Falcons. And then the third quarter so far has been Central in command, out in front of the Falcons 19-10 in the scoring differentials. Anika Weeks at the line with a chance to improve upon that. First one up and good.
Hey, a lot of times this tournament, I've told you, Brandon, that a lot of these games are going to be determined by those free throws, as Weeks makes the second one. And I believe this game, as well as now Central Michigan making 9 of 9 free throws, putting them just over 10 points ahead of the Falcons.
Bowling Green has it after Weeks' free throws. Down low, Angela Perry tries that turnaround that she's so successful at, and she gets that one to fall. Angela Perry, a player we didn't see in the first 2 rounds for Bowling Green. Now 4 points here in the final against Central Michigan. Central Michigan into the corner, firing three-pointer. No good there from Maddie Waters. Ball loose on the floor. Lexi Fleming comes up with it. She's on the charge. Fleming fires a pass forward. Nyla Hampton gets a layup. That's 2 more points. Central Michigan lead cut to 7. They lead Bowling Green right now 55-48.
Like I said, this is really what you want the Falcons to be doing, moving that ball around the court quickly, getting it down to those fast players like Kenzie Lewis or Nyla Hampton, able to make those good points down in the post.
Molly Davis has it, draws a double team momentarily, but gives off to Michaela Kelly. Kelly working from the left wing. Ball moved around. Maddie Waters driving inside. No good there. No foul called as she wanted one as she went to the floor. Alyssa Brett now driving off that right side. Gives back Lexi Fleming. Three-pointer. Got it.
Nothing but the bottom of the net on that for Fleming as they cut it back down within 4.
Central Michigan 55-51 over Bowling Green. Molly Davis taking her time now, trying to slow the pace for Central Michigan, a team that's moved very fast with Michaela Kelly in command here in the second half. So they decide to slow it down now. Ball finds Michaela Kelly's hands as she drives inside, tries a mid-range jumper, no good. Angela Perry there for the rebound.
Angela Perry, one of those Falcon players that you love to see working in the post, getting a lot of points for the Falcons, both in the regular season and within this game right now.
Bowling Green looking to improve upon a 7-0 run. Now they go inside. Angela Perry kicks outside. Alyssa Brett, three-pointer.
Alyssa Brett, another one of those players that you love to see from the three-point range. And we can't talk enough about the three-point range and percentage for the Falcons this entire season. Currently, 58%, 7 for 12 from that three-point range as they get within 1 point of Central Michigan Chippewas, currently 54-55 with 2:31 left to go.
And all of a sudden, the Falcons are on the hunt. 7 of 12 from three-point land, and they hold a 10-0 run and force Central Michigan to call a timeout.
Well, and it's one of those things I also talk about. Lexi Fleming, we just saw get another 3 there. And like we said, once she can find her rhythm, Lexi Fleming going to take off, and that's what we're hoping to see here in the rest of this third quarter and on into the fourth.
So right now, Central Michigan still ahead of Bowling Green, 55-54, 2:31 to play in the third quarter. We'd like to thank you for joining us for the Mid-American Conference Championship game this morning. We've been here since Wednesday, early on in the morning, so a pleasure to finish this out with you here today. And it'll conclude with the men's championship tonight. Right now, Michaela Kelly for Central Michigan. Gives off to Anika Weeks, fires off into the corner. Molly Davis trying to work around Nyla Hampton. She'll have to come back outside. Michaela Kelly now working left wing. Guarded by Hampton. Hampton pokes it away, but Kelly regains possession. Angela Perry almost pokes it away from Kelly. Now she'll fire a pass down low off the hands of Jahari Smith. Central Michigan turnover.
And the Falcons able to pick up some momentum here, hoping to continue it as here come the Falcons down the center of the court.
Kenzie Lewis looking to bring it over the timeline. She'll give off to Nyla Hampton. Hampton going to be picked up by Anika Weeks as she goes up toward the three-point line. Hampton driving inside. It falls. Bowling Green back out in front. 56-55 over Central Michigan, coming off of a 12-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Molly Davis on the other end for Central Michigan. Handoff pass to Michaela Kelly, driving inside, trying to get around the defense. It falls and one for Michaela Kelly. So back and forth we go. The paint swaps begin again. And a foul is going to be on Nyla Hampton. That's going to be her third foul. And Michaela Kelly going to go to the line to try to convert on another three-point play. She does so there. Central extends their lead to 2. 58-56 over Bowling Green. Now Lexi Fleming has it for Bowling Green. She'll give it off to Kenzie Lewis, and they play catch as Fleming gets it back. Now Nyla Hampton maintains control in the Mid-American Conference logo at center court. She's going to go to work off of a screen from Angela Perry. Now Alyssa Brett, top of the key, fires into the corner for Kenzie Lewis. Lewis works around, back into the corner for Brett. Three-pointer no good as it's blocked away by Anika Weeks. Brett tried to go up and under, and they're going to say it goes out of bounds off of Bowling Green.
Now, I know our webcam here doesn't have the greatest angle of the game, but it did look like it went off of Central Michigan, and the ref's going to talk about it, and yes, it's going to go back in favor with the Falcons because, I was going to say it looked more like Anika Weeks, going up for that rebound and trying to get that block, ends up hitting it out to the left side, and that's what they're going to call it on. So it will go back with the Falcons as Kenzie Lewis sets to inbound it off that right wing.